glad no one's waiting for me, though. Alright, well, let's just fix my camera a little bit. Well, I'm live, and if anybody wants to join, they absolutely can. Oh, looks like we got somebody. Hello, Mike. How's it going? All right. Hello, everybody. Well, this is my first live video. I'm glad y'all could be here. And today, it could be better. Well, I'm sorry. I feel that sometimes, though. It's been cold today, which sucks because shouldn't it be like getting onto summer? So, you know. Hi. Oh, chilly. That's cool. All right. Man, I was just sitting here thinking like, oh no, what if like nobody comes? I'll be happy if just 10 people come, and we've already got 11. Exactly. It's about the quality. Absolutely. All right, well, I guess I'll wait just a little bit longer for all of you to hop on here. Houston, welcome. I have some family in Houston. Hello. Austin, I also have people in Austin that I know. I know a few people all around the country. Hey there. Join my Patreon. Oh my goodness, thank you. I love when people notice my Patreon. Not that I don't appreciate all y'all on YouTube. Imperial Valley, Dallas. A lot of you in Texas, huh? Florida. All right. Well, in case, I guess I can start off my introduction by saying I'm from California. So what's up? I do know someone from Canada. My dad is actually from Canada. So my grandma still lives there right now. What's with all the hats? You know, I've always been a hat person. My whole life, I've just been a hat wearer. What can I say? I actually don't own that many hats. I own probably like less than 10. I'd say between like 5 and 8, which probably seems like a lot to people who don't wear hats, but at one point I owned like 20 hats or so. I had a ton, and I got rid of a whole bunch of them. California, you got that right. Los Angeles, my sister lives actually in San Diego, but pretty close. Well, I'm glad you popped in for a little bit, Stuart. All right, well, I guess with that little introduction to me about my hats, I will hop into your question. How about that? So I asked you guys for any questions earlier, but I guess you still have a few here. Are you married? No, I'm not. I'm living with my parents right now. I graduated college the summer before the pandemic started, and like it was supposed to be just like a temporary thing, but then the pandemic hit and I just kind of got stuck here. So here we are, still looking for jobs and saving money and doing YouTube, which has been fun. So all right, well, let me look at what you guys posted here. I can say that you have the most beautiful eyes. Well, that's not a question, but thank you very much. Will you do other Three Stooges shorts that are in the public domain? Brideless Groom, Sing a Song, Sixpence, etc. Probably. I'm actually going to do a Three Stooges video next week, so stay tuned for that. In the chat, what are your favorite sports? To play or to watch, different. I'm not a very big sports player. I used to play softball when I was in middle school. And I still say that's probably the one main sport I'd be most comfortable playing. But otherwise, I'm not really into playing sports. But as far as watching, I do like watching like baseball and stuff. And I also like hockey, which you can tie back to my dad being from Canada. I don't really like football. Call me un-American, but I just don't find it that exciting. But yeah. Dodgers fan? No. Sorry. Is California really a place? Yeah, sometimes it does seem a little mythical, but yes, both the good and the bad things are 100% true. Are eyebrows considered facial hair? Yes, they are, since it's hair on your face. How old am I? How old do you think? I guarantee you it's wrong. Well, I will tell you I'm in my late 20s. Yes, you're just going to guess all the late 20s, aren't you? Yep. I'm just going to give you late 20s and I'll let you guess all you want. Well, let's see. Favorite movies. Least favorite movies. Favorite experience at the cinema. My favorites kind of, you know, change all the time. But I do have a couple movies that I just stick to. Like if you were to say, do you want to watch this movie? I will always be down to watch these movies. So they are The Mask of Zorro from 1998. Sorry, I had a total brain fart there. Tangled, the Disney's Tangled, and The Scarlet Pimpernel from 1982. Those are 3 movies that I couldn't exactly say they're my favorite, but I will always want to watch them. As for least favorites, that's kind of hard. It's because I'm not a very like hateful person, but you're right, I do turn 48 in August. You got it. Least favorite movies. That's tough. I'm not a huge fan of the Alice in Wonderland movies, like Tim Burton. Sorry, for those of you who like them. And I didn't really like Mamma Mia, which is also probably a huge heartbreak to a lot of people, but sorry. I did kind of like the second one. Yes, makes me cringe. And my favorite experience at cinema, there was one time when I was at school, me and my roommates, we like planned it up for months. We were gonna go see the live action Beauty and the Beast, which the movie itself was like, it was fine, but just the whole experience, like we planned it out. We like cleared our schedules and like we went to dinner beforehand, and we like, only my roommate's boyfriend had the car, but like the rest of us had no car. So we all piled into his tiny little car and we were like sitting on each other's laps because we couldn't fit, and then we had to drive out to the movie theater, and we just had like the best time, and it was great. We didn't care how much we liked or didn't like the movie. It was just a lot of fun to be with friends, and yeah, that was nice. Do I like animals in nature? I do. But sometimes nature is trying to kill me because I'm allergic to pretty much everything outside. My allergies are just ridiculous. And I'm even allergic to dogs, like, quite badly, but I own 2 dogs, so I put up with it because they're adorable and I love them and I don't care. Let's see. So I'm curious to know how you would rate your familiarity of cinema. I think I remember you mentioning that you took film classes, but I don't believe you've gone into too much detail with what you have seen. That is true. I did take film classes. Yes, I do like cats. But I wasn't a film student. I only took some film classes as electives, like just for fun, pretty much. Like I took an introduction to film and a film analysis class. So, I mean, it was just, like I say, just for fun, and I thought it'd be interesting, and it was. Like the one film analysis class, it just kind of went a little bit deeper into like how I guess how to look at a film properly, like the different like cinematography choices and director, like how different directors use it, and lighting, and that sort of stuff. Yeah, film classes are very interesting. And to answer someone's previous question, when I say I like cats, I mean the animal, not the movie. I haven't even seen the movie. I saw the trailer and that was enough. What's my favorite movie? Trilogy? I don't know. I mean, maybe Star Wars? I mean, that's just a bunch of different trilogies, but what kind of dogs do I have? They are short hairs. They're Weimaraners. I know a lot of people don't recognize that name, but I'm sure you have seen them. They're a very popular dog in like advertising and stuff. And they're very beautiful dogs. And someone asked if my dad's got me watching Westerns. Sort of. I've seen a couple Westerns, but not a ton of really classic ones. Someone asked if I were to diversify my content, would you do vlogs, a cooking show, sketch videos, or anything like that? I've never really thought about it, but right now I'm focusing just kind of on like the movies and stuff, and then we'll see. And someone asked what movie traumatized me as a child. To be honest, it's now one of my favorite movies, but as a kid, I was just like horrified. It was the Disney Beauty and the Beast, the animated one. I saw it once when I was, who knows how old, like 5 or whatever, and I just absolutely refused to watch it again until I was like 13 or something. I was just so horrified. Like, just everything about it. Like, the beast, of course, was scary. The wolves were scary. Like, him getting stabbed at the end was scary. And then he died, even though I was scared of him. I just hated it. And I don't know. I was so traumatized. I could not. Anytime someone tried to turn it on, I would leave the room. I couldn't do it. It was so scary. But then I watched it finally when I was about 12, 13 or something. And I was just like, this is This is an amazing movie. Why was I so scared? So, I don't know. Something about it. I was a terrified child. Yeah, Fantasia, I've heard a lot of people say that one was scary. For some reason, that one didn't get me. And Hunchback of Notre Dame didn't scare me either, which I watch it now and I'm like, how did this movie not scare me? It's like, there's so much stuff in it. I mean, obviously there's stuff only adults would get, but like a lot of the imagery and stuff, I'm like, how did this not terrify me? I don't know. I have seen one Three Stooges documentary. It was a while ago, so I don't remember what it was called or anything, but I just remember it being about the Three Stooges. I also have Mo Howard's autobiography. I'm partway through it. The witch from Snow White messed you up. I can see it. She's pretty scary. I haven't watched that in years. Holy cow. Used to be scared of the Willy Wonka. Yeah, I can believe that. I do. The tunnel scene definitely scared me as a kid. My favorite Stooge is Mo. That has changed over the years because as a kid it was Curly. I think that's true for a lot of people. But then as I've gotten older, I decided it's Mo. I think just because I relate to him a little bit. Not that I go around like hitting people when I get angry, but I think because I secretly want to sometimes, but I don't. Just when people are stupid, I'm just like, you're so stupid, and I just want to smack them, but I don't, so I'm living vicariously through Mo. And he's also the most beat down upon stooge, you know? Like, all the worst stuff happens to him, and then that's why he gets frustrated and goes and whacks people, you know? Sometimes we just feel like that, you know? All the worst stuff just happens to you. Eye pokes are taboo in polite society. I know, unfortunately. You just can't go around poking people in eyes, you know? Yes, Curly was forever the heart and soul. It's true. Things just weren't the same after Curly left. I mean, I've really grown to appreciate Shemp lately. We didn't watch a lot of Shemp when I was a kid. But again, as I've gotten older, I'm like, Shemp is actually really his own, like, brand of comedy. So, yeah. So let's look at some more questions here. Are you currently dating? And what's real life like outside of YouTube? I am not dating right now. Again, I'm living in my parents' house during a pandemic. It's quite hard to meet people that way. And what's life outside of YouTube? Quite boring. I just work, sleep, and then hang out with my dogs, sometimes with friends, but my true friends are the dogs. Yeah, I got a pretty chill life. Not much goes on, and especially now with the pandemic again. And I'm in California where things are still quite intense. Like, everything's still pretty locked down. But such is life. What can you do? Will you react to Napoleon Dynamite? I mean, I've seen it, but maybe that hasn't stopped me in the past. Oh, and that comment was from Colin and Michael. They are my cousin and uncle, and they have a really awesome YouTube channel. You guys should check them out. They do stuff like food reactions and breaking world records and whatever. Like, they just did a video about comparing fountain soda, canned soda, and bottled soda. Definitely go check them out. Let's see here. You look extremely happy in this picture. Well, thank you. I was talking about the dolphin kiss picture. It was quite fun. We were on a vacation in Hawaii. My first time going to Hawaii. And so far my last time. Have you ever watched film noir? Not really an official one. I've watched lots of like spoofs and whatever, but I haven't watched one that was like, you know, actually a film noir. Oldest movie you've ever seen? I think most likely it was either a Charlie Chaplin film or this one silent film I watched for that one of the film classes I watched. A Joan of Arc one that was a silent film. I'd say most likely this Charlie Chaplin film I watched, it was one of his early works. But I don't remember I would have to look up the years for those two, but they were silent and they were old, so that would be my first guess. And then you also asked about the most recent one I watched, like the newest. Probably Raya the Last Dragon. I actually reacted to it on this channel. I haven't like watched any movies that have come out recently. Again, because of the pandemic. The movies are, like, movie theaters are shut down, and paying for subscriptions and stuff just sucks. If it was a short, Chaplin pre-20, it was that Charlie Chaplin movie I was talking about. It was The Gold Rush. I think it came out in the 20s. I'm pretty sure. And that Joan of Arc movie, I couldn't tell you. I didn't pick it out. It was for my film class. Let's see here. What genres of music do you enjoy? I don't really have a particular selection. My playlist is just so random. I got every single genre in there. I do have a lot of musical theater. I got all sorts of stuff. I really couldn't tell you. Yeah. You name something. I don't even like particular artists. If I just like a song, I like it. I'm unashamed to say that I have a lot of pop. Sorry to you music lovers. I know that's offensive sometimes. I had a coworker at one of my old jobs who was super into music, and if I ever said like, "Oh, I like that song," he'd be like, "Oh my gosh, that is just like the worst song." I'm like, sorry. Metal. I probably have one or two metal songs on there. Yeah, I have just a wide variety. Actually, I know I have a metal song. It's a cover of a Disney song, but it is metal. What movies do you refuse to react to and why? I wouldn't say I'd refuse to react to anything. I consider myself pretty open-minded. I won't react to porn. It must be like an actually cohesive movie. But yeah, you know, I don't think I'd say no to a movie. What's my favorite Disney movie? I have 3, and I believe I already named them, not specifically as my favorite, but they are Beauty and the Beast, Hunchback of Notre Dame, and Tangled. What made me start doing the reaction? Just kind of randomly. Well, I had been thinking about doing it for a while because I've been watching other people do reactions. And I've just always enjoyed it. I like being part of that community. And I would always think, like, maybe I should do that. But then something was just always holding me back from it. Like the time, the place, the whatever it was. And then during the pandemic, I got a little bit closer to doing it because I just suddenly had more time. But then I just never really got around to it. And I can't even remember exactly what pushed me into it ultimately. I just suddenly decided one day, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I can't remember exactly what it was. I'm just gonna do it. So I did. And here we are. Yeah, everyone needs a creative outlet. I have a few, but I think this has been the most productive one I've had in a while. Like I do, as an English major, I do write and read. And I was actually originally going to be an art major until I realized it sucked. But I do like to draw and stuff. Wear my cap backwards. All right, just for a second, but I'll put it back. There, how's that? Will I react to The Secret of Nim? I could. I remember we watched it once in middle school because we read the book. I really liked the book, and the movie is way different. But I could react to that one sometime. I have a pretty extensive list of things I need to react to and will react to eventually, so I can add it to the list for sure. Alright, let's see. I like that you avoid politics. Question. Is there a fictional universe that you would love to live in? Yeah, I try to avoid politics. I get enough of that in real life. It's just annoying. Like, I don't care. And I don't need to drag y'all into that either. So is there a fictional universe that you would love to live in? Yes, there are several. But if I had to pick one, I would go with the Avatar: The Last Airbender / Legend of Korra. I think that would be really cool. And a question that is probably coming with that, what bender would I be if I could choose? I would like to be a waterbender, personally. But I took a quiz once and it told me I was an airbender, so there you have it. What are my thoughts on Austin Powers? I think I've seen maybe the second one. I don't think it was the first one. I don't know. I definitely haven't seen all of them, so maybe eventually I'll react to that. How do I feel about the last Airbender movie? Absolute garbage. One of the absolute worst movie adaptions of all time. You know, I actually went on a date with this guy once, and he asked me who my favorite director was, and as I was thinking about it, he was all like, mine is M. Night Shyamalan. And I was like, you're kidding me, right? He's like, oh, you're thinking of the last Airbender movie, right? That's not the only work he's done, as if I'd never... I was just like, no. No. Don't insult my intelligence like that. I know that's not the only work he's done, which was garbage. But I'm like, surely you can't be serious. Like, this guy has not done a lot of great work, for sure. And once I get my dog's gonna go out of my room. And I'm back. Are you a fan of 80s movies? I am. What's my favorite? I don't know. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, maybe? Is that cliche? I mean, that's a pretty popular one, but possibly. M. Night was a one-hit wonder. I agree. The Sixth Sense was like his one good movie, and it made him too famous too quickly. Yeah. Oh well. I mean, obviously the date did not work out with that guy. It was not a very good date. Other than that. Oh, I'm glad you like my reactions. Yeah, Unbreakable was okay. So that's the thing. His work ranges from okay to pretty bad. So that's why I'm like, that's your favorite director? Uh, well, let's just see. Are you a fan of the Harry Potter movies? Well, does that answer your question? As a matter of fact, Harry Potter was probably my very first love. My mom would read those books to me before I could read. And I remember distinctly being in like 6th grade when the 5th book, the 5th book came out. I think I was in 6th grade. And we were all just like, I remember being in class and we were just like so ready to like get out of school so we could like go get the book. And it was like such a great time because at that point I knew how to read. And I was like so ready to read that book. And it was just like, oh my goodness, such an exciting time. And even though I was like so into Harry Potter, I didn't go to like any of the midnight premieres, which I seriously regret nowadays. Do I like to read? As a matter of fact, I do. I was super into Harry Potter. I was an English major. What sort of genres and authors? I mostly like mystery, I think, for the most part, but I read a lot of different stuff. My favorite book is, I like The Scarlet Pimpernel, which is also one of my favorite movies. Pride and Prejudice, which I reacted to the BBC miniseries. You know what? Percy Jackson, I haven't read those, and I'm kind of sad because I'm really into Greek mythology. Maybe I'll read those eventually. I need something new to read. Labyrinth would be a trip to watch. Yes, we watched that on rainy days in school, and I was always just so confused as a kid. I'm like, what the heck? It's like Muppets, but terrifying. Yeah, but I haven't watched that since I was a kid, so we'll see. Stephen King. I started to read one of his books a while ago. Which one was it? I think it might have been Misery. Have I seen the Percy Jackson movies? No, I haven't even read the books. But I've heard they're not good. You should read some Charles Bukowski. Never even heard of that. Have you read Gormagast? Nope, I haven't. Have you seen The Mandalorian? Absolutely. Big fan. Have you ever seen The Dark Crystal? I haven't, but I've seen tons of stuff about it. Well, I'm glad. You guys always say you like my laugh, and I'm glad because I used to be super like self-conscious about it, but I'm glad you guys like it. Have you watched the Clash of Titans? No, I have not, but I see lots of people are into that, so we'll see about that. Read Pet Sematary. Oh, that's Stephen King. Yeah, see that, here's the thing about bookworms like myself. You always have like this huge list of books, and you even buy the books, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm totally gonna like read these books and it'll be great, and then like you never do. And then you end up even worse, you end up rereading books you've already read instead of reading these new books. It's just, it's true of like everybody who loves to read. Goosebumps. You know, I remember seeing them all the time at like book fairs and whatever, and I never got into the Goosebumps books. New Clash of Titans? Really? I did talk about Shemp. I didn't grow up watching Shemp, really. We had a couple episodes, but we always just watched Curly. Like, cause we didn't have a full, like, all the Three Stooges shorts, but we just had like a couple, like there was the Curly classics, there was like, I don't know, just we had a bunch of DVDs and they were just all Curly, and then there was like one DVD that had like 3 Shemp episodes. Do I like Jurassic Park? Well, I feel like I might have seen part of it, but I couldn't give you a full review of it. So I'm probably going to react to that one eventually. We'll see. Hitchcock movies, you know? I agree. I've seen most, like, a bunch of the major ones, like Psycho and Vertigo and Rear Window, but a bunch of his other ones I haven't seen, so those will be fun, because Alfred Hitchcock's just awesome, super creepy, and lots of fun. So The Birds, I have not seen The Birds. I've heard it's very strange. Laurel and Hardy. Yes, I've been getting a lot of Laurel and Hardy requests, so they're on my list, but I haven't looked into specific ones to watch. Abbott and Costello is also on my list. That is a recommendation straight from my dad, who you have to thank for all of this in the first place. North by Northwest. I think I might have seen that one, but I don't remember it at all. I just remember the part with the plane, and that's it. I couldn't tell you what the plot is. Which version of Sabrina is your favorite? I haven't seen Sabrina, so I don't know. I know Audrey Hepburn is in the old one, but I haven't seen it. What decade do you think has the best movies? Well, I mean, they're all quite different, aren't they? I think maybe the 30s, because I like screwball comedies. What does Bomb Squad mean from your hat? I honestly don't know. I think it just literally means Bomb Squad. This is an old hat. It's a hand-me-down. And so I didn't like purposefully pick it out. But it's like just supposed to be Bomb Squad, like people who are from the Bomb Squad. Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein is a classic. I will look into all of these movies. Don't y'all worry. I will not be going anywhere. Have you traveled much? Where was your favorite place to travel? Nowhere. I mean, that's not true. I should say I didn't travel a lot. I just kind of traveled within the bubble of the few states around California. Like, that's kind of the extent of my travels throughout most of my life. Like, the farthest I go is like Canada to see my grandma. But then, like, we went on that trip to Hawaii, which was like a huge deal. We're like, oh my gosh, we're going to Hawaii. So yeah, that was probably my favorite place we ever went to. So yeah, that was cool. That's also, like I said, that's where that picture was taken with the dolphin. Yeah, not a huge traveler. My people always ask like, oh, if you could like go one place in the world, or oh, wouldn't it be awesome to travel? And I'm like, maybe. I'm kind of a homebody. So yeah, but was your dad the big influence on your enjoyment and knowledge of Three Stooges, old movies, TV shows, etc.? Yes, he was. Did you eat anything yummy in Hawaii? Yes, we always were super into the shave ice. um, like we did it was a cruise actually, that we went on, and so we visited like a bunch of the what's it called? Islands. That was the word I was looking for. And I think we were on Kauai. We got shave ice there, and it was the best shave ice you will ever have in your life. Are you married or happy? I got your reference. 7-Eleven is a trip for me. Yeah, that's me normally. I'm like, you know what? I feel like going out today. I think I'll go down to the gas station. Get a candy bar. What fascinates you about Greek mythology? No, I'm not of Greek descent, but I'm kind of a story person. Like, that's why I went into English. I was an English creative writing major. Like, and that's also why I like movies. I'm super into stories. So, like, Greek mythology is, like, all about stories. Um, like, the gods and the heroes and all that stuff. It's just very interesting to me. And, like, a lot of modern day stories are all very shaped around that same story structure. So, I just find it very, very fun and very interesting. Have I written any stories? Yes, I have. Nothing published, but I have indeed. Yeah, lockdown has made me haggard for travel. I've always been like that though, even before lockdown, but I think it's kind of made it worse for me. I just like, I never want to go anywhere. The farthest I go is to work. Have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons? Nope. Also a writing major? Heck yes. It's funny how Hades was the chillest god out of every. It's true. Hades was the most misunderstood. It's very true. And on the subject of Greek mythology and reading and writing, might I just recommend the graphic novel Lore Olympus to any of you out there who like to read? It is stellar. I would highly recommend it. Have you ever seen the Goonies? No, I haven't, but I've heard lots of really good things. It's on my list. Hades drew the torch stick. Yes, he did. Dante's Inferno. Yes, I've read Dante's Inferno. I haven't seen Roman Holiday. That is also on my list. What do I think of James Cameron's Avatar? Overrated. And I can't believe they're making like 5 more of them like 10 years later. Like, why? I don't know. Like, I didn't think they were bad, but even at the time when it came out, everyone was like, oh my gosh, this is like the holy grail of movies. This is just the most amazing thing you will ever see in your whole life. And I was just like, really? But whatever. Alright, let's see. Do you like anime or video games? Love your tomboy look. Thank you. I've kind of been a tomboy my whole life. But do I like anime or video games? Not really. Like I have nothing against anime, but I've just never really been my thing. As for video games, I don't really play video games. I don't really mind watching them. for short periods of time. I used to play video games a lot back when they were like super stupid. Like now they're really complex and like the graphics are way better and whatever, but like, you know, just was just Mario Kart and super basic, and they didn't have a lot of point, you know. Like my brother had just like a Game Boy, but like we all just shared it. It was the type of Game Boy where it didn't have a backlight, so if you wanted to play it in the dark, you had to plug a light that hung over it. Yeah, super old school. Do I like Mr. Bean? Yes, I do like Mr. Bean. I haven't watched him in a long time. The most I play is Donkey Kong. Well, it's more than I play. I really don't play video games at all. I had this group of guy friends up at school, and I'd sometimes go hang out at their apartment. And oh, can you hear my dog? Yeah, he's such a turd. Yeah, sorry if I have 2 dogs, like I say, and they sometimes get on each other's nerves, so. But yeah, like I was saying, my friends, I would go hang out at their apartment, and they would just be playing video games, and I'd just be sitting there. I'd bring my homework over or something while they play video games. It's a mad, 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 mad world. I've seen that one. That's definitely an acquired taste one, I've decided. Like it can be either really boring and long, or it can be like hysterical. I find it funny. Will your dogs ever make an appearance? They're in some of my Twilight videos back when I didn't have this whole setup. I was just sitting on a couch, and so they'd be sitting with me on my couch. Or you can also follow me on Instagram. They're all over my Instagram. Dog in a nutshell. What? Where am I originally from? California, right here. Let's see. Oh, hi from Australia. Hello. Have I seen Alien? Yes, I have, but it's been a while. Like a lot of these movies I watched either in my teenage years or, oh my gosh, my dogs are still barking. I told my mom to keep them quiet. Job. What I was saying was I watched them either in my teenage years or like early on in college. And like, so it was just the one time I watched them and then I just forget about them. The Shining. Yes, I saw that one. Instagram, you can find my Instagram under o.kgirl. Just wanted to look it up. If you could be part of a movie, would you like to be a director, actor, writer, cinematographer, or dolphin kisser? Obviously a dolphin kisser, but I feel like those are not commonly called upon. Otherwise, I'd probably go for writer, maybe. I don't think I have the skill set to be an actor or director, but you know, we'll see. I don't feel like that's anywhere around the corner anytime soon, but all right. Well, this has been a very common question. What is your theological denomination? Well, Christian. I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, more commonly known as Mormon. You may have seen our missionaries. They wear white shirts and a name tag. Or else you may have heard of the musical that spoofs us. That's us, sort of. So yeah, that's us. What kind of music do I like? Anything. I have a wide range of selections. I have a lot of musical theater. I knew it. Me too. You mean, are you a member too? Ka-ching. What are your thoughts on the Pentagon releasing UFO footage? I don't know. At this point, nothing really surprises me from the government. Alright, let's see. Have you seen The Goodfellas? Nope. I know, like, I recognize a reference in movies when I see it, and I'm like, oh, that's from Goodfellas. Sweetness. But I haven't actually seen the movie. Do I believe in aliens? I'd say so. Like, I think there's life out there somewhere, but I wouldn't say that, like, I don't picture like little creepy green dudes or anything, but I think that for sure there has to be life out there somewhere, right? There's no way the only life that exists is right here, right now. You know, that's my idea. It's The Shining. You want to get sued? Where do babies come from? Ask your mom. Or ask the internet. The all-knowing internet. Of course, it knows everything. Are you single? I am. My favorite food? One thing about... Yes. Favorite food? I don't really have one, but I am a huge fan of soups or anything with gravy. Yep. Astrological sign. You know, I always forget what it is. I think it's... Oh, I seriously can't remember. I always remember my birthstone, but then every time someone asked me like what my astrological sign is, I always forget what it is. Like, I've looked it up like 10 times, but I don't know. It falls out of my head. Do you like space movies? It depends. Like, it really depends. I couldn't say like, yes, I like all space movies, but my birthstone is a kidney stone. My birthday is in April. So yeah, I like Star Wars, which actually leads into this next question. When was your first time ever experiencing Star Wars? Well, I grew up with it. I wasn't ever officially like introduced to it. Like, I just kind of was randomly watching them on my own. I particularly liked episode 1 and episode 6 for whatever reason. I didn't even know episode 5 existed until I was like 10 or something. So I just kind of watched them all jumbled up, which is kind of sad now that I'm older. I'm like, man, I didn't watch them in order. I knew like all the plot twists and everything and whatever. So, but whatever. I do remember episode 2 and 3 coming out in theaters. I didn't go see them, but I just remember them coming out. And then since then the sequel trilogies come out, and my whole family, we've all gone to see all of them as they came out. And then there's Mandalorian, and we've watched that, and here we are. What's your order for Star Wars? I like to watch them in release order, preferably, but I am fine watching them in chronological. I will watch them, whatever. Did you ever see the show Invincible? No, I did not. Sounds vaguely familiar. I couldn't tell you. The Godfather. I think I've seen the first one. You saw episode 4 in theater? Nice. I wish I was that old that I could have had that experience. That would have been so cool. You seem like an 8-year-old girl, but like no, the 40s. Yeah, I know. Everyone says I look younger, but act older. Yeah. Jedi or Sith? Who are you like more? Jedi, probably. My sister falls probably more into the Sith category. Well, my sister and I are like complete opposites in every way. Sith all the way. Rock on. Which Star Wars movie is my favorite? Oh, I always bounce back and forth. Old Soul. That's right. Yeah. Between 4 and 5, I couldn't choose. I knew I like you. You're a big Jedi fan. Nice. Episode 1? Well, I don't hear that very often. Do you watch UK movies or shows? Yes, I do. I used to be super into the BBC back in high school. I watched tons of their shows. Revenge of the Sith. Nice. You don't like Star Wars, you like Terminator. Why not both? Is that guy looking through the blanket? It's probably the ghost Dale. I have a ghost living in here named Dale. Aries or Tartarus? Well, I think it's Aries. That sounds right. Yoda's your favorite? The Monty Python TV show. You mean their flying circus? I've seen, like, I haven't, I never watched, like, a full episode or anything, but we did sometimes watch, like, a couple of their skits and stuff. Like the dead parrot one and stuff. I remember that. And you know, the Spanish Inquisition and whatever. Classic. Favorite song? I don't have a favorite song. I have a hard enough time telling you my favorite type of music. Favorite song? I don't even know what's at the top of my playlist right now. I couldn't tell you a favorite song. Favorite color, though? Blue. I used to be green for the longest time. But blue. I like blue. Favorite food? Yeah, I know all y'all are thirsty. Sorry. Favorite food? I think I answered that. It was, anything with gravy, soup. Favorite TV show? Well, I actually don't watch a lot of TV shows. I watch movies more than TV. Favorite TV show? Yours is blue also? Cool. We blue buddies must stick together. I guess I'll go with Supernatural. I guess. Yes, you know, I have heard that Curly's grandson has a YouTube channel. I do have blue eyes. Like, they actually change color according to what I'm wearing. But they're overall just kind of blue. Blue homies, yes. Thoughts on 21 Pilots? I like some of their songs. I don't have a full-on album by them or anything. But yeah, like I said, I'm not really particular to any one artist. Not a fan of them. Hey, to each their own. Have you seen Blue Ruin? No, I have not. Are we going to see any more war movie reactions? Probably. I've got a wide variety of movies on my list. Yeah, so next week is going to be more Three Stooges. And yeah, then I'm probably going to do another drama or something after that. Yes, Supernatural. I finished it. I've seen all the seasons. I started watching it back when there was only like 8 seasons or whatever. What is the most overrated book? Twilight. And that's pretty much completely serious. You ever see all Four Stooges? Yeah, weren't they? I don't think I've seen the episode, but I've seen a clip of it. Or Curly's like a sleeping passenger on the train or something. I haven't seen the full episode though. Curly's your favorite? Understandable. He's a legend. Tropic Thunder. I haven't seen that one. I've been meaning to. It's on my list. Let's see. What are your thoughts on steak? Rare to well done. I'm somewhere between a medium rare and medium well done. A medium somewhere, you know? War Horse is a good movie. Oh man, I forgot about War Horse. I never saw it, but I do remember it coming out. Have you seen the 1980s version of 1984? I can't remember what version we watched. We watched one in school when we read the book. It might have been the 1980s version. That seems right. A woman knows her steak. You bet. I'm actually not a huge steak eater, but when I do, that's how it should be. Seafood? I hate seafood. Oh my goodness, I cannot. I'm allergic to like half of it anyway. I'm allergic to shellfish, but I can't do seafood. Which is unfortunate because we live by the sea, and so every time like family comes into town, they're always like, oh, let's go get clam chowder or something. And I'm like, can we not? I can't even eat the clam chowder, but we always go somewhere that serves it. So then we get, like, they just have a whole bunch of, you know, other seafood. I'm like, I'll get the chicken nuggets, thank you. Yeah, and this poke bowl place opened up near where I work, and I didn't really even know what poke bowl was until they opened up and I went over there, and I'm like, it's all raw fish. Bah. So, yeah. If there's one thing I have strong opinions on, it's fish. I don't like it. Are you a fan of Marvel movies? Yes, I am. Which, it doesn't seem like it right now because I haven't even watched the new show, the Winter Soldier one, but I'll get around to it. You just ate clam chowder? Well, again, to each his own. Fish is an abomination. Yeah, but for some reason it's supposed to be like one of the most healthy meats. But whatever. I sometimes eat it if I have to, like if it doesn't have a super fishy flavor, like, you know, tuna or salmon are like super fishy, but then like there's some others that aren't too bad. And if you like totally drown it in some sauce or whatever, it's tolerable. But, you know, whatever. It's not my number one choice. Justice League Snyder version. It was okay. Uh, it could have been better. it it wasn't horrible. Um, Batman versus Superman was definitely its low point. I think Justice League's problem was that it just tried to rush everything so much, whereas like Marvel built up all these heroes in their own separate movies, and then finally they were brought together, and it was like, yes, this is amazing. Whereas Justice League gave each of these superheroes like 10 minutes, and then they're like, okay, now they're brought together, and it was just not that great. As somebody who once told you the world is gonna roll you. Ha! It's a matter of smack. Matter of fact, Smash Mouth once told me that. Let's see here. What's your favorite? Let's see, some kid questions. What's your favorite color? I answered that, blue. Favorite number? 3. Favorite food? I answered that one too. Anything with gravy or soup. Ice cream flavor? Chocolate peanut butter. Favorite animal? Maybe, I don't know. I used to really like tigers. I'd have to say dog though. Is that stupid? Favorite dinosaur? Dinosaur. I've never really thought about having a favorite dinosaur. Pterodactyl? Actually, I do remember I had a favorite dinosaur as a kid. I liked the, I don't remember their official name, the long necks. I love those. And then your favorite flower? I like red roses. Fishing for password hints. Well, believe me, none of those will get you into any of my passwords. So I have no problem answering them. Do you play musical instruments? Brontosaurus, yes, thank you. I guess I technically still do. I took piano lessons all growing up, but I would not call myself proficient. Has anyone ever recognized you outside of YouTube? No. I don't think you realize how not popular I am. In comparison to like the world, not that many people follow me. But I don't know if I'm looking forward to that day or dreading that day when eventually I will get a ton of followers and someone actually recognizes me. But we'll see. Let's see here. How old are you? Where are you from? I talked about that. Nobody recognizes you either. I'm sorry. Maybe people you know recognize you at least? Because at least I got that going for me. Do I want $2,000? I always want $2,000. It's a matter of earning it. Unpopular squad. Yes. What's your address and social security number? Ha! Funny joke. What's your favorite drink and beverage? Well, besides water, because water is the best thing you can drink, I'd have to go with root beer, specifically A&W. Tattoos. Nope, I do not have tattoos. Mm. Let's see here. Will I watch Top Secret? Yes, most likely. That has been highly requested. What would you do if someone recognizes you? Good question. It depends on how they approach me. I've heard a lot of celebrities talking about getting recognized, like the different stories. So it really honestly depends on how they go about it. I would probably be nice to them though. Yes, I would probably be awkward though. Um, have you seen Men in Black? Yes, I have. What's your favorite holiday and time of year? I like Halloween, to be honest. I really get into dressing up and stuff. I always put a lot of effort into my costume. It kind of sucked this year because we couldn't go anywhere, but I still dressed up, and it was fun. Halloween homies, that's right. I do enjoy like the holiday season, like Christmas and stuff. Um, I would cosplay and stuff, but I never go to like Comic-Con or anything. So I don't really have any occasion to do it. So I don't like put my money or effort into something that has no purpose, you know? Have you ever seen Blade Runner? No, I haven't. I've heard of it. Summer or winter? Winter. I prefer being cold and being able to wrap up and snuggle under a blanket while watching a movie or something, as opposed to dying in the heat and sweating and feeling gross and all that stuff. I don't care. People will be like, oh, it's so great. You can like wear shorts and get a drink and be in the sun. I'm like, I hate all that. No. Beetlejuice or Scissorhands? I think I've seen part of Beetlejuice and I haven't seen Edward Scissorhands. Yeah, so. Yes, I'd rather be too cold than too hot. Yeah, and the thing is too, is I get cold like really easily, but I find it way easier to warm up than it is to cool off. So, and I hate so much being hot. Like, it's just, it's like one of the worst feelings to me. Have you seen Pitch Black? I haven't even heard of that. Do you ever feel like you have to be guarded in what you say? Not really in real life. I do sometimes on here, because like I need to be careful, like avoiding politics, and also not giving away too much personal information and like stuff like that, you know? But I feel like I'm pretty open in sharing what I really think and my real personality and stuff like that, you know? I wanna be real for you guys. I hate fake people and I hate that kind of stuff. So I try to give you as much as I can. So I hope you appreciate that. Yes, the heat, the worst. The heat comes from the devil. Do I have a country I would like to visit? I most likely would want to visit like Italy or England, just because I think Italy is super like interesting, like, architecturally and stuff, and it'd be really cool to visit. But then I'd like to visit England because, like, everything that has ever interested me, like, historically happened there. So, not that other countries don't have historical or architectural merit. But those are just, like, the most significant places to me, you know? Would you move to Canada or Mexico? Probably Canada, because that's just where I have family. But it does get ridiculously cold up there. So, like, my grandma was messaging us over winter. She's like, yeah, it's just, like, blustering up here, like, and it's just -50, and I'm like, Grandma, how are you living up there? Do you ever think you'll bring another person on the channel with you? Do you mean like another reactor, or just like a person I know? Because I haven't been in touch with any other reactors, but I've thought about bringing my dad on before, because he's the one who's super into these movies that I watch. But the thing is with my dad is when he's on camera, he acts so different than what he normally would. So I've been a little wary of doing that. Like, he either overreacts or gets stiff. And I just, like I said, I want genuine stuff on here. So I just don't know how I would go about that, getting him on here. We'll see. We'll see if I manage to get him on here in a genuine way. Who knows? Maybe if I did bring him on here, he would be fine. Yeah. I've also thought about bringing my sister on. She'd be a really good reactor. But she doesn't live up here, so it would have to be sometime when she was visiting. So, Game of Thrones. I have not seen Game of Thrones. I'm sure if I ever did a TV show, that would be a very interesting one to look into. But I'm currently not doing TV shows, so your dad needs to guest. Yes, I keep thinking so. Yes. Yeah, maybe not this time on Three Stooges, but like another Three Stooges video. I'll bring them in. We'll have to see. Yep, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Have I seen Outlander? You know, I started to watch that one, and then I didn't get very far into it. Like, I don't know. It kind of interested me, but it also, like, put me off at the same time. I don't know. If I were to react to it for the channel, I would probably manage to, like, push through it, you know, but as my own personal enjoyment, I was just like, it's not worth it. Game of Thrones would be a mission to go through. It is true. Yeah, it's pretty long, isn't it? It's quite intense. The only down part is the nudity. Yeah, I agree. I'm not super into nudity, male or female. Like, unless it has, like, a big purpose, you know? But even then, I'm just like, why are we looking at naked people? But whatever. It's the director, writer, whoever's choice. If they want to do it, I don't know. Get my dad to guest chat. Yeah, I'd bring him in now if he were home. But as it is, he's not here. Yeah, there's a lot of excessive nudity in modern TV. You're saying it can't be gratuitous? Yes, it often is gratuitous. I'm personally not into it, but I know it's often for people other than me, and I'm just personally not into that. So, horror or comedy? Um, Probably comedy. I'm personally more of a upbeat, laughing type of person, but I do appreciate a good like thriller horror type of thing, you know? Zombie movies. I haven't seen a lot of zombie movies. Um, I can't even think of one that I've seen. Let's see. I think I saw World War Z. Yeah. Um, hmm. The Exorcist. I haven't seen The Exorcist. Mm, yeah, I can't think of another zombie movie that I've seen. But I feel like I've seen a bunch. Dawn of the Dead? Nope, I haven't seen it. Young Frankenstein. You know what? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen a lot of Mel Brooks. Hmm. I've heard of Office Space, um, but movie that brings out your romantic side. Yes, I am a classic female, and I am into romantic comedies. I don't actually love like sappy romance films that are just like, you know, romantic dramas. They're like, oh my goodness, like I don't like The Notebook or anything, but rom-coms, I do love those. Is there any film that you don't want to see? Um, I couldn't really point my finger at anything specifically. Like, I just kind of know it when I see it, you know? That I'm like, well, this is just, you know. But usually, if I'm reacting to it, I watch it all the way through. But if I'm watching it just for my own amusement, I'll just be like, well, this is stupid, this is annoying, or whatever, and I turn it off. Um, I haven't been like straight up offended by a movie like ever. Um, but I usually turn off a movie if I'm bored or if it's just way too stupid or something like that. Um, and it's usually hard to tell before you actually watch it. But sometimes you watch a trailer or whatever and you're like, oh, there's no way I'm watching that. Um, but again, you never really know. And like I've said before, I consider myself pretty open-minded. So we shall see. What's the most boring movie you've ever seen? That would be 2001: A Space Odyssey. Oh my goodness. I swear it was like 4 hours long, but it was only like 2 or something. And oh my gosh. I just don't ever fall asleep during movies unless I was already like previously super tired. But I fell asleep like halfway through that thing. Wow. I could not with that movie. Love that movie. How dare you? I'm sorry. I mean, I know it's a classic and it did a lot for cinema or it was just super artistic or whatever. Whatever. But oh, that movie was too much. I mean, I suppose I could watch it again and try to appreciate it more, but at the time I was like, I can't with this movie. Yeah. And I've never walked out of a theater. Um, I like to consider myself a pretty good chooser of movies. Definitely when we're going to a theater. Um, how tall am I? I haven't measured myself in a while. I'd say I'm about 5'5". Um, yeah, I've been talking a lot. I'm going to drink some water. Pulp Fiction. I have not seen that one. That one's also on my list. I haven't seen Hellraiser either. I'm not that small. I am about average for a woman. Hydro homies, you got that right. You and me, Kevin, we're just homies on everything, aren't we? What's the first movie you've seen in a theater? I actually don't know. The earliest memory I have is Shrek, but I know that wasn't the first one I saw because I was like probably 6 or something. Oh no, I couldn't have been. Oh gosh, when did that come out? Like 2001? No. I was. How old was I? I was older than 6. I don't know. But I know I saw movies before that. But that's just the most clear memory I have of going to a movie theater. Was for Shrek. But yeah, we went and saw movies before that. I don't really remember doing it. I think I just remember that one clearly because we went to a different movie theater than we normally would have. And I do remember being a kid and like I didn't really know how to read. And every time we drove on this one highway, there was this huge billboard that was advertising Tarzan, the Disney Tarzan. And like I didn't really read it, but I knew what it said. And every time we passed it, I get so excited. And I'd be like, Tarzan, that says Tarzan. But I don't think we ever went and saw it in theaters. But I just remember seeing that. That's a very early memory. Favorite cartoon growing up? I do remember watching Playhouse Disney. I watched Roly Poly Oly. That was fun. Yes, the Tarzan soundtrack hits different. You are right about that. Also watched Blue's Clues. In my later years, I was super into Kim Possible. Still am. That show hits. So good. Yeah, I watched a lot of like Disney Channel and stuff. It was a good show. Still is. I will stand by that show. Kim Possible. DuckTales, Darkwing Duck. Yeah, see, I did watch a lot of Disney Channel. I didn't really venture into like Cartoon Network or anything like that often. Like I'd watch it occasionally, like especially if I was at other people's house, but like I vaguely remember Darkwing Duck and stuff. I didn't even watch SpongeBob until I was in my teens. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of SpongeBob now. Have you ever seen the Transformers movie? Nope. I remember those coming out, but I never watched them. Titanic? I have seen Titanic. I don't have a Blu-ray player, so no. Looney Tunes, yes. That's another thing that I grew up on. Besides the Three Stooges, we watched Looney Tunes all the time. We had like 10 VHS tapes full of Looney Tunes. Should I react to those sometimes? That'd be fun. Looney Tunes are awesome. Do I like Shave Ice? Yes, I do. You had an ancestor on the Titanic? That's crazy. VeggieTales? Yes. Oh, yes, I watched VeggieTales. Scooby-Doo? Yes. Um, the girl with the head turned around, isn't that The Exorcist? G.I. Joe. Oh. Oh, brother. Yeah, these are all funny shows. I also watch Abbott and Costello. Yes, we had a couple Abbott and Costello, and we used to listen to their Who's on First on a mixed CD that we had. So I'm very familiar with their Who's on First. My favorite horror film? I actually haven't watched a lot of horror films. Like, that just wasn't a thing. Like, it's such a teenager thing to, like, watch horror movies together as a group. I don't know. At least it was with practically everyone I knew. But, well, I'm bumping my camera. But it wasn't really with my group of friends. We just never did that. And then when I was by myself, I just never really got around to it. So, yeah. I don't really have one. I haven't because I haven't seen that many. You should watch Jordan Peele's horror movies. They're so good. All right. Favorite Groucho Marx quote? I couldn't name one off the top of my head. I'd have to think about that. I don't know. Did you ever watch Cyber Chase? That sounds familiar. I can't think what that is. Do you consider yourself clumsy? Yeah. I'm not as clumsy as some people are, but I definitely, like, bump into things a lot and drop stuff and whatever, and I'm just like, I'm such a failure. Yeah. Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third. That's how it goes. And then, oh gosh, I can't, like, there's also the outfield and the catcher and the pitcher. Oh, I haven't listened to that in so long. Yes, I am in the U.S. I'm from California. What do I do for a living? Well, currently nothing really significant. I do this. And speaking of shave ice, I work in a treat shop where we have ice cream and shave ice and stuff. Just saving up money. My favorite cereal? I'm not a huge cereal eater. But I'll go for like I like Honey Nut Cheerios, Honey Bunches of Oats. Actually, I love Oreo O's. I'm glad they brought those back. No, I'm not wearing makeup right now. I thought about it because I had some extra time, but then I got lazy. I hardly ever wear makeup because I just don't care. Yep, California. When on a date, how do you handle the awkward moments? I just keep talking. I cannot handle awkward. If there's ever like silence or whatever, I just fill it with whatever I can say. Like, I can't do it. Cali person, which part? Central. Yes, it says Bomb Squad. I kind of covered this about becoming a YouTuber. It was just kind of random. I just thought about it for a while, and then I decided to just do it one day. Like, I was putting it off forever, and then just decided, hey, why not? Just kind of out of the blue. So Reese's Puffs. That was like the one cereal my mom would not let me have as a kid. Like, we were allowed a bunch of different sugar cereals. Like, we could have Lucky Charms and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Those were like the 2 sugar cereals we could have, and every once in a while we'd have like Cocoa Pebbles or something. But she would never let us have Reese's Puffs, no matter how much we asked her. And I was so upset because I was just a huge Reese's lover. And I still love chocolate peanut butter. Like, chocolate peanut butter is my favorite ice cream. And I love Reese's still. But back then, that was just like my one thing. I'm like, why can't we have the Reese's Puffs? I don't know. I still don't know why. It's not like they were more heavily loaded in sugar than the other stuff we were eating. Yes, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And you ought to go look at my uncle and cousin's YouTube channel, where they like do food reviews and break records and whatever. They did what cereal milk tastes the best. They had like Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Cocoa Pebbles and stuff, and it was really good. They're under Colin and Michael if you want to check them out. Let's see here. My favorite Three Stooges episode? It's probably A Plumbing We Will Go. I'm just kind of nostalgic for it. It was like the first one I ever saw. But it is really funny. I reacted to it, and it's still hilarious. Your favorite thing to eat for breakfast is toast and scrambled eggs? I'm actually not really a big breakfast eater normally. I'll eat something small, but I don't really go out of my way to like make breakfast, which is probably part of the reason why I'm not a cereal eater. Have you ever seen Gilligan's Island? I haven't seen Gilligan's Island, but I'm very familiar with the theme song. Raisin Nut Bran, really? My favorite stooge is Mo. Drop the vernacular, yes. I haven't seen the Superman cartoons, no. Hot dogs or hamburgers? It depends on what kind. I'm a really big fan of Costco hot dogs. Like, I could go for those anytime. But I normally would go for a hamburger. I really like Five Guys. Which there's a lot of debate around what place makes the best burger. But I haven't watched a lot of Little Rascals. Like, not enough to really give a proper answer to what's my favorite. Kevin, are you just copying my answers? Yes, hamburgers. Costco hot dogs. Yes, they're so good. Yeah, I do really eat like 2 times a day too. Like, I have like a snack in the morning, like a protein bar or something. But yeah, I mostly just have like lunch and dinner. Yes, Five Guys, fries, and everything are so good. Do I like copyright strikes? No. I haven't gotten striked yet, but they usually buzz me saying like, oh, there's something copyrighted in your video. Do you want to trim it out? Do you want to like whatever? And I'm just like, it's such a pain. And usually when you get copyrighted once and you trim out the segment, then they start like over analyzing your entire video, and they start picking out a whole bunch of stuff. So normally the easiest thing to do is to go back to your editing software, like where you have the original video, and cut out that section and then re-upload it to video. And then they just don't copyright you again, because it's just so annoying. So that's often what is happening if something's taking a long time to upload, or if I talk about editing was a nightmare, because that's what's happening. They're like, oh, copyright, and they're like, oh, you need to trim this out. And uploading just takes a million years. So editing itself is not that hard, but it just sometimes takes a long time, especially if it's a long movie. But the process really isn't that crazy. Yes, that's a good choice for Five Guys. I usually go with a hamburger and with all the works. Best fries I've ever had. That's a good question. You're not gonna like my answer, probably. It's McDonald's. But the thing is that they don't stay good for very long. But when you get them like fresh and crispy, those are like stellar fries. Tips for anyone who wants to start: just do it. I mean, you're gonna need a good quality camera, which even like a good iPhone will probably do. And then like you need good lighting, because like if you look at my early videos, like my lighting is trash. And then I haven't invested in this yet, but like if you can afford it, like get a good microphone too. That will definitely improve your quality. But I've just decided that my voice quality is okay enough, at least for now, while I'm broke. And yeah, like it's not as hard as you'd think. I mean, it's just really time consuming is what it is. And also a lot of the work goes into trying to promote yourself and get yourself out there. That's where a lot of the work is. So you have to like really look into the YouTube algorithm and stuff like that. So if you are willing to put in that kind of time, all the more to you. Did I say megaphone? I meant a microphone. Chili cheese fries? All the more to you too. Yeah. Broke? Yeah, I am broke, and that's why I'm living with my parents. Part of the reason. A large part of the reason. Yeah. Yeah, well, yes, you should also, if you got a good camera and everything, you should be good, at least to get started. You should also, yeah, we're all broke, it's true. This is a pandemic. But if you got a good camera and everything, you should definitely look into your, like, study other people that you want to be like, I guess. Like if you're making a React channel, look at other reactors. Or if you're making like a advertising channel, look at other channels like that. You know, have you ever had a date in Disneyland? No, I haven't. Most of my dating career was while I was at school, which was in Idaho. So a lot of my dates consisted of bowling and miniature golf. Zombies or vampires? Vampires. The traditional kind. Yes, that would be an expensive date. All hail the YouTube algorithm. Yes, it's true. I'm still trying to figure it out. I've become a little more educated on the subject. Well, I'm glad you guys appreciate what I'm doing. Bowling's a great date. It is, to some extent. I got kind of sick of it. And you know that one date I mentioned earlier about the guy who liked M. Night Shyamalan? It was his favorite director. I specifically told him I don't want to go bowling. Because he asked me, he's like, what do you want to do for the date? And I was like, well, I don't really care, but let's just not go bowling. And then he took me bowling. It was just doomed from the start. Do I like Gene Wilder? I do. He's a treasure. You're a real vampire slayer? Sweet. What's this date? Chris Stuckman. No, but I don't know who that is. Yes, I do have dark areas under my eyes. I think it's just because I have sunken eyes. I honestly don't know. And also, I'm sure my hat's not helping. But BYU, Idaho? That is correct. Bachelor's degree. Have you ever had a sausage hot dog there? Did they have those? Have you ever seen Parasite? No, is that a movie? I love paying to wear other people's shoes. What? BYU Provo. Nice. Yep. Yep, formerly Rick's College. Yes. Have you ever seen Breaking Bad? No. I kind of plan on it. I don't know if I'll do it for the channel or not yet. But most of my family have seen it. Oh, bowling shoes. Oh. I got your joke now. The Lost Boys. Oh, yes, I've heard of that. Yes, yes, yes. Parasite sounds a little familiar, but I'm not entirely sure. I like foot-long hot dogs. Gotta watch Parasite? Is that what you're telling me? Well, maybe. There's a lot of stuff that I need to watch. Did you wander? I did go to Yellowstone while I was up there a couple times. It is amazing up there. Yeah, at one point we saw like a whole bunch of buffalo, and then like we went to all these waterfalls. There's like so much stuff that you can see at Yellowstone. It's crazy. Yep, and going there with friends just makes it better. All right. Well, let's see here. Have you ever wondered why a clam would be happy or why a whip would be smart? Well, I think actually the full phrase is be happy as a clam at high tide. So that makes a little bit more sense instead of just happy as a clam. So, and then smart as a whip. I think that's in reference to like cracking. I don't know. I don't know. These are funny questions. High, no, clams get happy. A whip, that's smarts. Hey, good idea. Or good theory. Point Lobel State Park in Monterey. Yes, I have been there. Yes, are clams really happy? At high tide they are. Need to wear a first date t-shirt that lists activities you don't want to do. That's a good idea. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of clams. Actually, I'm allergic to clams. Why did the Mormon Tabernacle Choir change their name? Well, it's because Mormon is actually not the name of our church. It was a nickname given to us back when our church was formed. So, like, we're actually called the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. But back when we first became a church, all the haters started calling us Mormons as slang. Like, all those Mormons, we're gonna hunt those Mormons, we're gonna kill those Mormons. But as an attempt to, I guess, adapt or, like, you know, get on top or whatever, we kind of adopted the nickname as part of it. So we're like, oh yeah, we're the Mormons. You know, that's just who we are. So that's just what we've become known as. And so that's how it's been for like years and years and years and years. That's just what we call ourselves. And it's easier to say anyway. But then just, what was it, like a year or two? Yes, Mormon is technically a slur, but we've just kind of adopted it as our own. But then like a year or two ago, our prophet, who's like the leader of our church, said we need to get back to our roots and start calling ourselves what we actually are. Yes, Joseph Smith was the first prophet who started the church. But the prophet now is Russell M. Nelson. So he said to us, like, we need to get back to our roots. He said we need to call ourselves what we actually are. Hey, Black Bear, yeah, exactly. He said, let's call ourselves what we are, which is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We are members of that. So let's just kind of move away from Mormon. So instead of being called the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, they are the Tabernacle Choir. And there's your explanation. So there you have it. Theology Mormon, homies. You and me, Kevin. Homies on everything. You guys are all my homies, to be honest, whether we agree on everything or not. If Night of the Living Dead happened, would you rather be a living person or a ghoul? A ghoul, I guess. I don't know who wins in that movie. What do you love most about religion? The peace, I guess. Not that there's constant peace in my like surroundings, but like inner peace, you know? Yeah. It's hard to explain unless, can't they be the LDS Tabernacle Choir? I suppose they could be, but they chose just Tabernacle Choir. Sing a song from Anastasia? I don't think you want to hear me sing. Especially now since I've been talking so much, my throat is bleh. If you were a ghoul, you wouldn't remember anything. Alright. Well, I'm going to have to react to that movie sometime. Well, I'm glad some of you know us LDS people. We're a commonly misunderstood folks. If you put on the sorting hat, which house would you be? Hufflepuff. I took the sorting hat quiz, and I can 100% agree. That's what I would be. Ironically, my entire family were all in different houses. My brother is in Slytherin, and my sister's in Gryffindor. And then I think both my parents are Hufflepuff, too. My dad's not really into Harry Potter. Am I practicing LDS now? Yes, I am. If you go watch my Prince of Egypt video, I make references to not necessarily being LDS, but just being Christian. You're a Gryffindor? Awesome. I think, like, everyone wants to be Gryffindor, right? Because that's what Harry Potter is. Every LDS person you meet are usually the nicest. I think so, too. Charlie Chaplin. I want to react to some Charlie Chaplin. I've seen some of his work. What kind of water is that? It's just regular drinking water, but my bottle is a big, giant daily drinking water. Like, it keeps track of how much water you're drinking in the day. Which I'm way behind, but still. I fill it up every day, and it's supposed to, you know. Would you consider dating someone from a different religion? Sure. Some of my friends have married, like, other people, like people outside of our religion. Was LDS and he paused his college education. Oh, all right. Ever heard of Alice Cooper's song Ghouls Gone Wild? No, I have not. Interesting. I have not heard of that. Santa Cruz as a vampire? I did not know that. Let's see here. I'm glad you guys like us LDS Mormon people, because honestly, like, we get a lot of hate in the media and whatever, but if you get to know, a lot of us were not that bad people. Have you seen Warm Bodies? Yes, I have. I love that movie. Harold Lloyd? No? Were you a fan of Kurt Cobain? Hold on. Who is that? That sounds familiar. Dark Lord Funk music. Oh, I have seen that. Oh man, I forgot about that. Yeah. LDS is Latter-day Saints. It's a religion. Queenie. Nirvana. Are you asking me what I think of it? Oh, you're right. He was the leader of the band Nirvana. LSD is the drug. LDS is the religion. All right, let's see here. LSU is the university. Ha 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 ha. Oh, brother. All right, you guys, I'm gonna do one more question and then we're gonna wrap this up. How does that sound? So let's see here. Let's find something. Something random. What time period of music would you like to live in? That is very random. So, like, I guess maybe Is water wet? As a matter of fact, it is. Oh, one more question, shoot. No, I guess like the 50s or 60s, because I think it'd be interesting to go to like an Elvis Presley or Beatles concert. Yeah. I think that'd be fun. The 1970s, yeah. All right. Well, Johnny Be Good. Don't go. Oh, I'm glad you guys don't want me to go. But I do have to. I have some other stuff to do, unfortunately. But I will be back with some more fun videos. So I'm glad you guys stick around and enjoy watching this stuff. And you guys are totally awesome. I appreciate your support. So I guess I will just see you next time, right? All right, you guys. Good to talk to you. And I guess that's it. See you next time on KayReacts, right?